What if I told you that you have found a game changer for your success as a student, for your children as a parent, for your students as a teacher? Are you a student looking for a way to improve your learning? Are you a parent searching for how to increase the academic achievement of your children? Are you a teacher researching on how best to improve the learning outcomes of your students? This lecture is for you. Do not go away. Take your tea, take your drink, take your coffee, get a relaxed seat, and listen to us. You can be attending to your customers as well. Vine Vision is bringing knowledge to your doorstep, very close to you, to learn at your comfort zones, at your comfortable house. Today, we are going to explore a powerful truth about learning, one that can transform how students study, how teachers teach, and how parents support academic growth. This pyramid we are looking at is not a diagram. It's not just a diagram. It is a roadmap to success, if you understand it very well. And that is why we are here, to explain it to you, that you may contribute to the academic success of yourself, of your children, of your students. This cone, this pyramid we are looking at, is called cone of experience. That was developed by Edgar Dele, an American educator who published this cone of experience in 1946 in his book titled Audiovisual Method in Teaching. Since then, this cone has been studied by different persons, researchers, and organizations. For instance, the National Training Laboratories popularized this cone of experience as learning pyramid with percentage. After studying this cone of experience for years, that was between 1960 and 1970s, and they have come to believe that actually this cone of experience, to a high degree, is valid, reliable, and authentic. We are just giving you this background so that you understand the authenticity of what we actually want to teach you now. Let's start. But before then, we plead with you to subscribe to this channel, like, and share by just pressing the button. Do not forget to encourage us. This pyramid we are looking at is divided into two categories. As you can see, the passive learning in orange color and the active learning in green color. Let's start with the passive learning. Passive learning includes reading, hearing, and just seeing. And each of them activates a particular sense organ. We are including this so that you understand how this affects the learning abilities of the students. When students read their books, they only remember 10% of what they have read because what they read only stimulates one sense organ, which is the sight. Then when what they hear, they only remember 20% of what they hear. And that only also activates the one sense organ, just one sense organ. Then students remember 30% of what they see because just as they see, it only stimulates the sight sense organ. And what they read, that's what they see. What they hear, that is the auditory nerve that is stimulated to send message to the brain, is only one channel of sending information. And what they see, they only view the images, and that sends message to their brain. In this case, they only stimulate one aspect of the sense organ, and that makes it the information to be stored in a short-term memory. This short-term memory keeps information just for seconds and minutes, just for a few seconds and minutes, and they will disappear if they are not reactivated, if they are not engaged. I just want us to understand this. Now, what the students see and hear, they remember 50% of that. This is why teachers who are teachers, not lecturers, because there are still teachers in the university. This is why the teachers read in the this is why the teachers they write on the board and as well explain what they are writing on the board. What are they trying to do? To activate two sense organs, the sight and the hearing. In that case, the student will remember 50% of what they see and hear at the same time because these are coming from two sense organs and they push the information, they retain the information momentarily in the short term and sometimes push it to the medium term memory. And this medium term memory keeps information for days, for weeks before it is disappeared, if not engaged, if not reactivated. Now, all this passive learning, the person just read, he hears only hearing and seeing only viewing or watching or observing. They are all classified as passive learning. The student, he does not engage, he does not practice, he does not discuss, he does not debate, he does not provide any feedback or even ask questions. And this lowers the retention ability of the students. Because the students can only describe what they have seen, what they have heard of. They can just describe it, they can just list those things. They can just define or explain. At when they see and hear at the same time, they can only demonstrate or apply them or even practice them. But they may not be able to analyze them into different components, into different parts, to see how one or the other parts influence the other. And that is what makes them to retain it much in the brain. So if a student is a passive learner, certainly he may not be more than average student, because he will just be retaining 50% of what he or she has seen or heard. Let's now go to the active learning. In this active learning, what does the student do? The students participate, the students engage in what is being done, the students have hands-on works, the student can design activities and actively participate in the lesson. The student can ask questions. The students can debate or even discuss what is being done. And whatever the students say or write, they remember 70% of it. That's why it's very important for students to take note while the lecture is going on. They take their own note, even though the teacher is going to give them note. They take their own note because they try to construct their own information, and that sends the information from the short-term memory to the medium-term memory. And when the person practices it, he will now send it to long-term memory, where the information can be saved, stored, and retrieved for weeks, months, and years, and even lifetime. Also, what the students do, whatever the students do, they remember 90% of it. Whatever the students do. That's why it's very important for students to engage in whatever that is being taught in the class, or even when they go home, they engage on what they have learned, or what they have read, or what they have seen, or what they have observed, or what they have listened to. They engage with it. That enables them to push the information from short term to medium term, and then further to long term memory. With this, the student can improve his or her academic achievement. This, anytime a student is made to engage in certain activity, the purpose of the teacher is for the students to see what he or she as a teacher has not seen. A good teacher does not tell the student what to find, but he or she tells the student the direction to see. He or she does not explain to the student what to see. He will only tell you the direction to see. And then the student will observe. He is going to observe what the teacher has not even observed. That's how a good teacher does. If you tell the student what to see, you have restricted their thinking, their brain to that what you show them. And they may not be able to see beyond what you as a teacher have not seen. In a study by National Training Laboratory, students who taught others retained nearly 90% of the materials compared to what they read every day. Because when you engage, you design, you perform, you present, you will be able to analyze, you will be able to define, and you will be able to create your own knowledge and evaluate what you have created in line with what is in existence. Having discussed this, now as a student, what is expected of you as a student. I encourage students to take control of your learning. Do not just read. Try to summarize, whether on paper or aloud, what you have learned. Write notes while you are reading and while you are listening to your teachers. Try to teach friends. Have group discussion to teach friends what you have learned. Try to use some of these phones that you see. If you are exposed to laptops, use something like OBS Studio to record yourself explaining what you are doing. Learning, you must devote time to it. You just have to be serious. You just have to obey the principles, the rules. You just have to do it yourself to cultivate the habit. You can practice with quizzes. You can role play yourself. Take a role that you play. Take real life applications and teach your friends. You teach to learn and you learn to teach. Do not forget that. Statistics have shown that students who use active recall and spaced repetition techniques outperform their peers by up to 60% in a long-term retention. That was a study conducted in 2006. The students who try to recall what the teacher have taught them after the lecture or after the lesson, who repeated what they were taught by reading or by any means, they performed 60% higher than others who do not do it. You don't learn by carelessness. You learn by intention. What of parents? What do you have to do to support your children? Parents, you play a vital role. You are the first teacher of your children. Do not forget that. So you are expected to encourage your children or your child to teach you. Create time. Let us create time for our children. Our relationship is what we call parents. Parents is not just giving birth and abandoning them. Parenting is having a relationship with your children, leaving your comfort zone and going to them to attend to them. With that, you create experience in them. You create memories in them. You create retention in them. It's not by passive, it is by active participation in what your children do, what they learn in school. Ask them to teach you what they have learned in the school. It's not carelessness, it's an intentional act. Just 5 minutes, let them recall what they have learned from the school. That will boost their retention dramatically. Replace passive homework with active tasks. When they are giving homework, let them do it, and they are doing it, you monitor them. And ask them to put them into practice. Let them create flashcards. You know what is flashcards? Build models that they can follow, cues that they can use to remember things. And let them record short videos. This phone you give them to be recording many things. Give them to record short videos. When they see themselves, they will be motivated. Where they are explaining some concepts, they listen to it, they feel that, hey, I didn't get this correctly. And they now come back to it. We just have to be part of it. If you don't believe to be part of the problem, of any person's problem, you cannot be part of the person's solution. So if you do not believe to be part of your children's learning, then you cannot be part of the success. Statistics have shown that children who engage in active review techniques at home score 30 to 50% higher on assignments than those who rely just by passive reading alone. We support this with statistics so that you understand what we are saying with research, with evidence, not just that we are saying it, but we are confirming to you, bringing knowledge to you, how people have done it and it works. Of course, there is no way we will adopt it 100%. Even the speaker may not be able to adopt it 100% in his house. But the little you do, just extend your wings. You never know how far you can fly until you extend your wings. To my fellow teachers, what can we do to improve the learning outcomes, the learning capacity of the students? We need to shift from sage on the stage to guide on the side. Not just lecture, but we facilitate the students' learning. We need to move from teacher-centered teaching to student-centered learning. Use project-based learning. Invoke debate in your classes. Intentionally, discussions. Bring it up. Call it up. Use simulations and let students create even posters, present slides, involve them in teaching themselves. They teach to learn and they learn to teach. And with that, they can solve problems. Allow them to solve practical problems collaboratively, because when they are teaching others, they are learning. And when they are learning from others, they are also teaching. There are some studies that have been conducted in some schools, in some countries, and they found out that um, using student-led demonstration in agricultural science increased the students' performance by 42%, better than the score they were having before. What are we saying? We are trying to let you know that academic success is not just about working hard. It is about learning smart. Instead of just watching television, let them watch the YouTube of the lectures they had in the school. By embracing active learning, we empower students not just to pass exams, but to truly understand, apply, and thrive in the society. Let's move from passive to active. Let's build a generation of thinkers, doers, and leaders. Thank you. Do not forget to subscribe in order to encourage us. Likes and share. Just press the button for us while we bring knowledge to your doorsteps at your comfort zone. Thank you and God bless you.